We are on the road to 13 million subscribers. Welcome to McBain Moments. Speaking of which, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Please take a moment, hit the button in the corner, and subscribe. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time. So make sure you hit the subscription button. So, I've been thinking about this over the course of probably the last week as I have kind of gotten back into the swing of creating content on a regular basis again. I just got off of vacation, as a lot of people know, about a week ago. 2 weeks ago, I was in Fort Worth. I spent a little over a week there. But it means I had to break the cycle of content creation in order to take that vacation and unplug and do the relaxation thing, which it's hard for me. It is, because you get used to being constantly working on things. But something that occurred to me is a lot of people, as the channel started to, or the channels continued to grow. I've seen quite a few subscriptions this week. So thank you so much if you're new to the channel. I really appreciate the subscription. The question I'm sure comes up, why do I always pick 13 million subscribers? Why that number? And I've said it a few times before, but I really kind of want to break it down for you. So there are 1.3 billion YouTube accounts. I want you to think about that for a minute. 1.3 billion YouTube accounts. It's a pretty big number. The largest YouTube channel in existence is PewDiePie. He has over 100 million subscribers. That's huge. It's almost 10% of YouTube. 130 million would be 10% of YouTube. He has 100 million. 13 million subscribers is 1%. That's all I'm aiming for. Doesn't sound so big anymore. I mean, you see a lot of larger, medium-sized channels. You know, they get between 250,000 and a million subscribers. Some of them are the 2 to 3 million. And those are big channels. But I thought, you know, while I was on the plane back and forth to Fort Worth, because for those of you who have never flown from Burlington, Vermont, which is not where I live, but that's where I fly out of, to Fort Worth, Texas, you spend roughly 6 hours on a plane each way. It's a little less than that. No, it's not 6, it's like 4. You spend 4 hours on a plane each way. And so I was re-listening to Grant Cardone's 10X rule, and it was that book that caused me to decide to pick 13 million as the number, because it was 1% of YouTube. You know, if you look at the problem in terms of big numbers, it's always going to be overwhelming. But it's like, I'm just aiming for 1%. Doesn't seem so far away anymore. And so the question comes up, how do you use that in other places in your life? You know, the purpose of the 10X rule is to get you to 10X your thinking. Think massively. You know, how do I make it bigger? Okay, this is great. How do I do more? How do I provide more value? How do I get more customers? How do I get more people? How do I get more subscriptions? And so when I thought about it, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs look for the 1,000 true fans. And 1,000 true fans is desperately important, because that's how you make a sustainable model. But it should never be the end. And as of this morning, I have 141 subscribers, and I broke it down. Each subscriber spends about 10 hours. In the last 365 days, if you break it down on average, you're looking at about 10 hours a piece. Now, that being said, watch time minutes only started really rolling in about 6 months ago, so you can double that to 20. 20 hours is not nothing. That's half a work week. That each subscriber, on average, this would be the mean number of hours per person, spends watching my channel. I think that's a good indication of true fans. So, you know, give or take some, let's say I'm on the high side, and 66% of you are actual true fans. So it's roughly 100 out of the 140. That's an amazing starting point. I don't want it to be the end. I don't want 1,000 true fans. I don't want 10,000 true fans. I don't want 100,000. I want 1 million true fans. If I can get 1 million true fans out of 13 million subscribers, that would be amazing. That would be incredible. So I picked the 13 million number because it was 1% of YouTube. If I can make 1%, that's a huge accomplishment. So when you go and if you're starting a channel of your own, or if you are starting a venture of any kind, think to yourself, what is my goal? Okay, now I'm going to 10x it. Okay, now how can I make that 10x goal seem small so that I don't get overwhelmed? And it takes a little bit. When I realized just how many YouTube accounts there were, and I'm like, I want 1% of this. I want 1% of market share. It's 13 million people. It's kind of overwhelming. But I was like, no, it's fine. It's only 1%. It's only 1%, and we can get there. And that is why we're on the road to 13 million subscribers. If you are someone who's starting a channel, or if you're starting a business, or if you're doing anything, even if you're not, I would strongly recommend you read Grant Cardone's 10X Rule. I'll link it down in the description. It's a change of mindset. I do the audiobook because I listen to them while I walk. I am listening to this book for, I think, the third or fourth time. And I've had it less than a year. I do not regret any second I have spent listening to this book. I would encourage everyone who watches this channel to read it. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure you subscribe. This has been a McBain moment.